Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Maaike. Today we are going to be doing a full face of Asian makeup products. So I am very new to Asian makeup. I've only tried one of the products that I have for you here today. And so I'm going in quite sort of blank. I was very overwhelmed when I decided to get some Asian makeup products. I got most of these from Yes Style, by the way, in case you were wondering. With some help with one of you in the comments and also Arna Arlane, I was able to sort of pinpoint some products that I may want to try. So I tried to get a variety of brands, variety of products, and like as many different products that I could manage. The only thing I couldn't really find was a primer that really appealed to me. And I also don't really have a bronzer and a highlight because I do think that Asian makeup caters to a very different makeup aesthetic than Western makeup does. So I think that the aims they have with products are very different from what I'm used to. So in Western makeup, I feel it's about sort of creating a smooth blank canvas from which you can start over. Whereas in Asian makeup, it's much more about sort of beautifying, emphasizing the things that are already nice about you sort of thing. So it's much more about sheer coverage and washes of color almost. So that's something I'm gonna have to get used to, but because I wanted to make sure there was going to be at least one product in here that I love, I do have this. This is a long-standing favorite of mine. This is the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream in the shade 21. This has an SPF of 42. Back when I first started into makeup, I did not wear foundation for a few years. I thought foundation was unnecessary because my skin, as you can see, is pretty okay. It's just as I'm getting older, I'm getting some more discolorations, and I found that it's just, you know, if I want my blush to look nice, if I want my highlighter to really stand out, that it worked better if I had a bit of a base. And what was the first product that I tried when I was like, oh, I want to try a base product, but I'm not entirely sure? It was this one. So this is OG. I think this is one of the first ever reviews I placed on my blog. I was so happy with this at the time, and I thought I could go back to it for this video and have at least one solid product that I know I love. So I'm just going to whiz through the products that I don't have that are not Asian, but the ones that are from the Asian beauty brands I will talk a little bit more about and sort of give you my first impression, do some swatches, all that jazz. Let's go. The reason why I, like, for instance, don't have a primer is because a lot of the products that I could find on Yes Style were saying like oil control, no sebum, those kind of things. And I'm like, I've got dry skin. I'm not sure whether I like that. So this eyeshadow primer is the Essence You Better Work primer, which again, I'm going to be using until I use it up. And then right now we are going to go in with that OG favorite Korean makeup product, the Missha BB cream. I really like the Body Shop's Tea Tree BB cream, but they discontinued it. And I've been trying to find a good BB cream ever since that was discontinued that could replace it. And I was like, I need to go back to this because this was absolutely lovely. And it's a BB cream. What you do have to know about Asian based products is that in Asian makeup, like, the aesthetic is to try and look, well, whiter almost. So a lot of them can have a bit of a gray cast. So that's something that you do need to know. That is something, like, for us, it's all about looking bronzier or whatever. And in Asian makeup, that's just not a thing. And this, like, oh, this feels like you're applying moisturizer. Like, this is what that product feels like. It blends out beautifully. It's, for me, this is the perfect skin tone. And what I found is that once you know what number you are, so this is number 21, then across lines, they will also have products where it will say, great for number 21 skin or 23 skin. And you're like, oh, wait, so their numbering system, even in other brands, not just Missha, but in other brands, they will use that same number. So once you know what shade you are, and I think that that's so clever. I wish more brands would do that you say like, oh, you have, you know, I remember everybody going like, yeah, what's color are you in MAC? Like, that was everyone's reference for a long time. But it would just be so much more helpful if it was like, okay, so I have number 29 or 21 skin. So, okay, what products match that? I think that's ingenious. So this, oh, look at that, blends in like a dream, evens it out, but enough coverage to even everything out. It's dewy, it's glowy, it gives me everything I need. It's hydrating. You guys, if you're looking for a good BB cream, and it smells good too. Like, it smells like skincare, and I was like, why did I not repurchase this sooner? And love it. So we're hitting off this video on a high note. Now what we're going to be doing is conceal, and I couldn't pick between these 3 concealers, so I was like, I'll just try all of them. I've got 2 by Pera, and look at this packaging. Like, they put really hideous stickers on it from the web shop where I got it, so you need to look through that. But look at that, it looks like milk cartons. Oh, my heart. Like, that's why I kept the packaging, because I was like, I need to show you. So those are by Pera, and one of them is a peachy corrector, and the other is called Cover King Vanilla, and that one I saw on the website you should use all over your face. But then I was like, if I just wear a peachy corrector, that's going to look silly. So I thought we could try the Moist Creamy Concealer, and this is by a brand called Etude, I believe. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, you guys. And this is in the shade 3 Porcelain, and that seems to be a really good match. With these 2 Pera products, I'm not sure. They also do this corrector in like a lavender shade, and that was sold out, unfortunately. So I do want to try that at some point, because I do really like lavender for like brightening. And this looked a little bit dark when I swatched it. I've only swatched everything so far. This is the ink corrector. That's what these are called. Let me shake it up. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to shake it up. And when I put this on, like, it doesn't look very dark in the bottle, but then on, like, can you see how orange that is? So, and then when you swatch it, it's also at the edges, it seems to be a bit darker. So I think this may be a bit too much for me, but the texture of this, oh, this feels so nice and creamy. So I have good hopes, but again, I think also that a little with this goes a long way, because it does correct. Like, you can see that shade correcting on my skin too. So maybe it's actually really nice, and if I applied a concealer over it, maybe it's actually fine. I'm not sure. I'm just used to my Bobbi Brown Light Bisque corrector, and that's a lot lighter than this one is. So I think I'm just gonna go in with a dot and a dot. And let's see if that will make a difference when it comes to these dark under eyes. And I'm just going to be using fingers with this, because I'm not really sure how this is going to respond to brushes or anything. So I figure that this will look best if I just go in with fingers. Oh, here I was thinking it was going to be way too dark. It is a little bit too dark, I have to say, but in terms of, do you see that difference? All of that blueness, everything is gone. Oh my, and my Bobbi Brown corrector is almost out, so I was hoping that this could give me something similarly, so that I don't have to go out and buy a different Bobbi Brown one, or the Benefit one that I also like, the erase paste one, or it's been rebranded to something differently, but this looks really pretty. And it feels so creamy and hydrating, but again, I only need a little bit to make this work. So I'm glad I didn't go like shoop, because that's definitely not needed. So that's so funny, because it looked so dark on my hand, but now that it's on my eyes and I've blended it out, oh, do you see that? It's like gone. Everything is gone. I still need a bit of concealer to sort of even out like the tone of my skin. But in terms of like blueness, it's all gone. I've never tried a corrector that is this good. Like, period. Like, the Bobbi Brown one is good, but this one is better. I don't understand how this product works. Okay, I'm loving this. This is great. Ooh, this is a good start. Yay, I'm happy about this. This is the Pera also ink corrector. No, this is the ink concealer in the shade Cover King Vanilla. And this I had the same issue with as with the corrector, the peachy corrector. that on my hand it looked really dark. So this is what the bottle looks like. But if I look at this in the bottle, it actually looks quite light. But then again, if I like took it out, it has that little applicator and I dab it on, it just looked a little bit dark, especially when I started blending it. I felt, again, it looked a little dark at the edges, but like the Corrector, this feels so creamy, so smooth, so hydrating. Like I'm sure you can see a little bit here at the bottom, that the edges seem to be a little bit dark where it's starting to like dry down. But at the same time, do you see that it just like blends in seamlessly? I'm very hopeful, especially now that that Corrector was so pretty. I think this can work. So this I'm going to use all over my face because that's what the instructions on the website said when I looked these up. It said that this was a shade to use on your face, and then that one was for your under eyes. And then I'll put this concealer on my under eye area to smooth that out. I hope I don't forget that. And it's so dewy and pretty looking. Oh, I'm loving it. And it takes out the redness in my face really nicely. Like whatever redness I still wanted to cover, it covers. My skin is looking about as flawless as it can be. Wow. I'm really, wow. I definitely need to use these more, but wow, you guys. I'm really liking this. I think I could use this on my under eye as well, like to cover it up, because these are so hydrating. They feel so nice and like flexible. They don't dry down. I'm not sure what these formula have going for them, but this works really, really well. And just for a laugh, because I had two concealers that were skin tone like, I thought I could try this on my under eyes. As I said, this is by Etude. This is in a shade 3. Porcelain. This is the Moist Creamy Concealer. And this, I remember from swatching it, was super hydrating as well. Like, the texture of this, like you don't, I'm not sure if there's still enough on the wand. Like, this is definitely a little bit more, like, skin tone-like. But it's almost wet. Like, that's how moisturizing this concealer is. Let me see if I should have done this before I applied it to my under eyes perhaps, but this again, this feels like an eye cream. And then, but do you see that it still has coverage? Like, you guys, I think that all three of these are lovely. Oh wow. I think, oh wow. This is the perfect shade for me. It's exactly my skin tone. This concealer is exactly what I want. I don't like concealers that are super brightening because I don't like that super highlighted. Like, I'm already pale. I don't want to make myself even paler. But this, wow. I don't think I've had a base this nice looking in a while with like brand new products that I've never tried before. Like it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look too much. It's like, it's me, but better. But now, I thought I had to try something that was like that oil control type of thing. This is the Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Powder with Jeju, natural mineral, and natural originated mint. So this is a powder. I can't, of course, read anything about it. So this is supposed to do like the whole oil control thing. Look at that, it comes with a little sponge. Oh. And then it just has a little sifter, and then it has the product on there. I think I'm just gonna try and see if I can get some of that little sponge in the cap. And it's just, you know, it's one of those white powders. It has a little bit of a scent, but I can't really discern like a really strong minty scent. So let me see if I can pick this up with a brush. Oh, maybe I should swatch this for you guys as well. So it is just a very lightweight white powder. And it just disappears. Like the minute you swatch it, it disappears. But this feels so finely milled, so silky smooth. Like, there has to be silicone in this. Like, that's how smooth it feels. But let me see what this does when I apply it. Yeah, so this sort of took away some of the shine. But, you know, it's nothing too crazy. It still looks nice. But I do think that this is perhaps a little hardcore for what I need. But, you know, that's why it's good that it's in a small container. Yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really happy so far. Then I have, and this was a recommendation from Arna Arlane. This was one of her favorite brow products in 2019. This is the Etude House Drawing Etude House Drawing Eyebrow Slim in the shade Gray Brown 04, because it seemed to be the most cool toned one. And this is one of those like super skinny eyebrow pencils, and I like those for my brows usually. So let me see whether this works in my blonde brows. I think it does. Ooh, it's not too hard, not too soft, precise. Of course, in terms of brows, I'm just looking to fill them in, and that's it. And it's very easy to use. Like, when I first started drawing it on my hand, it seemed to be a little hard. But now that I'm actually putting it in my brows, I feel it doesn't scratch. Like, you know, you have these brow pencils that can really scratch into your brows? I like this. I think that looks really nice. Just to make sure that my brows stay in place, I'm going to be applying the Benefit Gimme Brow. And then for face, as I said, like, bronzer and highlight is just not really a thing. But I did find this blush, and there were so many blushes that I wanted to try, but I was like, Micah, you only have one face and you can only do like one full face of makeup. So just try one blush, and this is one of those blushes that I think can work. Look at that little sponge. That can work as like to really also warm up the face at the same time. This is by Etude House again, and this is the Lovely Cookie Blusher in the shade Ginger Honey Cookie. I'm just going to go in with a angled blush brush here, just to see how this shade goes on. It seems, let me see again if I can swatch this for you. It seems to be like a peachy pinky brownie shade, but look at that. It's like super sheer. So I hope it deposits enough color onto my face. So today we're going without bronzer, without highlighter. Ooh. No blush. Blush. Ooh, it looks like it's a matte formula in the pan, but it almost just gives you a little bit of oomph. Like, just enough. This is really pretty. Super nice blendable formula too. Like, this feels really nice going on the skin. And it doesn't like grab onto a patch and then, you know, that's it. This is really pretty. I'm loving this. I'm really liking this. What do you guys think? That's Ginger Honey Cookie. I think this shade looks really pretty on me too. Like, this is my perfect sort of blush shade. So far, I like all of these, but now we get to the part that I'm a bit nervous for. So let me, because it's eyes. And eyeshadow, again, I need to go in with my MAC Paint Pot. But also for eyes, like, I looked at so many eye products and just none of it was really up my street. But then I spotted this. This is by Etude House, and it's their Mirror Holic Liquid Eyes, and this is in the shade Pink Ornament. And when I was trying to take pictures of this, my camera couldn't pick up on it, but this is like a really soft pinky base, but with like a multi-chrome sparkle. This has so many multi-chromatic sparkles, and my camera is just not loving it. So the camera is not picking up on what I see in real life, which is like this multi-dimensional sparkle that it has. So maybe if I swatch it on the back of my hand. So it's, look at that shine. Oh, So I thought this could look really, really pretty. Like this was just something I spotted super randomly. But that's what we're gonna go for in terms of eyes. Just a glittery eye look. And again, this doesn't really go on super opaque, but it's sparkle, but where with, for instance, the Stila Glitter and Glows, because that's what I sort of would compare this to. It's very similar to that. What those have is they have sparkle, but you can sort of feel it. But with this, it just feels like a cream. So I'm not sure how they do it, but it still looks super reflective and super sparkly. It does feel very wet. So I'm not sure what this is going to do in terms of like wear time. This like barely there sort of look, and then when you look down, you get the flash sparkle. Yeah, I think this is really pretty. Right, so the mascara is done, and I have 3 different lip products that I would like to show you. One of these I've already tried, and I can tell you that I don't like, and that is the Pera Ink Gelato. I'm no longer sure. Oh, this is in number 5, Fun Place Deep Red, and this is a lip stain, and it comes in super fun packaging. It's just got a doe food applicator. I can swatch it for you too. And this looks really pretty. It's like a gel-like texture. It's a red, but I already wore it a couple of times trying to see how it would wear. And this, like, lip stains and me have a history. Like, we don't like each other. And this is one that I have a very similar issue with that I have with a lot of lip stains, that it doesn't stain. This doesn't stay put. Whatever people say about lip stains, for some reason my lips eat lip stain. With this, I feel it just like is sucked into my lips too much, and it disappears within like 30 minutes. So that's why I just wanted to show you this, that I have it. I thought this could be a very nice like lightweight sort of like color, but even for how bright this color looks, my lips, I'm not sure what happens, but this just disappears on me. Even if I don't eat or talk, it's almost as if it evaporates. But still, I have 2 more products here, and one of them is again by Pera. I just really like the look of that brand, like their aesthetic really appeals to me. And this is their Airy stick, and this is the Ink Airy Velvet stick, and this is in the shade 08 Warmy Red. Like whoever came up with that name, Warmy Red. But I wasn't sure what this would do, but this looks so pretty. And a lot of the shades I found for all of these like Asian lipstick brands was very sort of samey. So I wasn't really inspired by the shade selection, but it's right here. And it's like a warm toned red, and I love red. So I'm gonna put this on for you first, and then I'll put this one on for you. So let me see what this looks like on my lips. And that's what Peri's Airy Velvet stick in Warmy Red looks like on. And I like this. I like this a lot. If this stays put, it does feel very creamy though, so I don't think this has like a dry down or anything, so this may be one of those shades that, again, just sort of disappears, but I do really like this shade. Alright, so this is the best I can do without ruining everything else. And the other shade I would like to put on is by 3CE Mood Recipe Matte Lip Color in the shade 221 Mellow Flower. And I really wanted to try some 3CE because it's a brand that I've heard about a lot over the years. So I just wanted to try this, and this seems to be a really pretty, like, reddish nude. You know how I feel about reddish nudes. I love them. So let me try this. This is also a more high-end brand. Like everything else here is more like drugstore-y price point, but this on sale was like 50% off, and it was still 15 euros. So expensive lipstick. If you buy it at full price, these are like 30-35 euros, which is a lot. it's not as red as the Pera one. It's not as bright. It's more like a muted red. Those were all of the products I have to show you. We're already there. I'm completely surprised. Lots of products here that I wanted to show you and try. I think I am a little bit in love with all of these products. You guys, they're really, really good. So I'm super happy that I got around to doing this video and finally trying some more Asian makeup product. I think this is just a very pretty look. Perfect for every day. If you go to work, school, you don't want it to look too heavy, cakey. This is not going to be Instagram glam kind of makeup, of course. And I'm super surprised at how easily everything went on, how nice everything looks. Right, so I thought we could pop in here hours later to see how this Asian makeup wore all day. Because if you didn't know, I also got myself a ring light when I got this new camera. I just haven't had the time yet to really test it out. So let me know what you think of this segment of this video. Is the lighting okay? Is this okay? I'm in my office. It is currently like 10:30 at night. I did this makeup around noon. So that means I've been wearing this for about 10 hours now. So that's why we're filming with artificial lighting. So let me see if I hold a mirror up close to my face what this looks like. Yeah, you can definitely tell around my nose that this has rubbed off. This eye look, like the eyeshadow, did not crease at all. So for a cream, I'm always afraid that a cream will just crease on me. But like 10 hours in, it looks nice. This doesn't look dry and cakey on my under eye. I was a bit afraid that it would look a bit weird on my forehead. But my forehead still looks really nice. It's mainly this area where it looks a bit crazy. The blush is still on. I'm not sure if you can see that. The cheeks still look really nice. It's mainly here. Let's see if I can come a little bit closer. I think actually, like from what I can tell in the viewfinder, this is looking a lot better in the camera than it does in real life. But around here, do you see how it's gotten a little cakey? Like also here on my nose, like over here on the tip of my nose, it's pretty much disappeared. And also like on this side, as I said, the eyeshadow has not creased. I think in this lighting, the eyeshadow actually looks better than it did earlier today. And of course, here I've got some fine lines, so everything starts to pull into that. But I personally don't feel that this looks really crazy or crepey or anything like that. So let me know again in a comment down below what you thought of this video, what you think of this section of the video with the extra lighting. Does it need to be brighter? Does it need to be whatever? Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video was useful to you, and then I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.